Hello there everybody, Spider-Man2 aka here, and welcome back to Higurashi, Onikakushi. Well, let's continue on with this little story now, shall we? I originally planned that I was going to record Stanley Parable, but then I realized I needed to continue this. So guess what? We're going to go move forward a little bit more. Also, I gotta look into getting myself a better microphone. It seems like this little headset that I'm using is not as good as it was advertised. Oh well. A few days had passed since the incident. During that time, either Mion was busy or Rika-chan had to help with the festival preparations, so he couldn't get everybody together for club activities. Even though I thought I would never want to participate again after the years it shaved off my life each time, not having it only made my heart grow fonder. I really am not honest with myself. Today we finally had our club activities again. These weren't the same old club activities, though. It was called the Onikakushi 5-Demon Firefight, and it was one of the biggest events in the club. This ought to be interesting.
Keiji, does this yukata still fit you? Can you try it on for a second?
Mom pulled out an old dusty yukata. I don't need a yukata. Those are embarrassing, so I'll just go in my normal clothes.
But this is a festival. Wear it, okay?
Raina and the others said regular clothes are just fine. If I was the only one wearing a yukata, it'd be even more embarrassing. I put on the same old vest as usual. I'll be going with Raina and the others, so you don't need to worry about me.
Is that so? I'll be going with Dad when he wakes up.
Dad let out a loud snore from the sofa.
From how it looks, he must have pulled an all-nighter last night.
He just... Oh, never mind. It was the guy talking.
He just finished sending in his manuscript, so he might not wake up for a while.
It seems my dad writes for art magazines sometimes, too. I've never read it, though. I wonder if my dad is a really famous artist. Since his own son is saying something like that, I can't imagine he's selling all that well. You gotta have some confidence in him, dude. But he's able to feed a family of 3, and my life isn't exactly full of hardships. It could be that he's some master painter, and I didn't know about it.
Keiji-kun, are you home?
Uh-oh, it was already time. I didn't want them coming here, so I was planning on leaving early and waiting outside. Oh, you're wearing that outfit again.
Oh my, it's Raina-chan. Thank you for always looking after Keiji. Ma'am, he's also been looking out for me,
Why are you blushing just from meeting my mom? Don't get all flustered. It really doesn't feel right. Let's go, Raina. Since Raina wouldn't continue to space out if I left her here, I grabbed her hand and dragged her out.
Raina-chan, look after Keiji for me. Yes, ma'am. Even if it means I must sacrifice myself.
Then why don't you do it right now? Oh, geez, that's a little low. She waved back even as I was dragging her away.
Okay,
Oh god, I had a mild stroke there.
Okay, Kei-chan. You hungry today? We'll take care of that at these stalls.
You thought I'd let myself get full knowing the club activities will involve the stalls?
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Where are Rika-chan and Satoko? Are they already at the temple?
Yep, Rika-chan's a festival committee member after all. Satoko-chan is probably with her as well.
I see. Alright. Let's make some noise today.
Yeah!
We were already in high spirits with just the 3 of us there. Oh, music shift. Oh, hello. It was more lively at the Furude Shrine than last time I came, far exceeding my expectations. Throngs of people were crammed between rows of market stalls lined with colorful paper lanterns. Despite that, it was actually quite enjoyable. There sure are lots of people here. I can't believe they all live in Hinamizawa.
Everybody attends the Onikakushi. I think about half the village is here.
Damn, must be one hell of an event.
It's not just that. Municipal and youth councils from neighboring towns and villages advertise this event as well.
Oh, that's right. There aren't that many students at our school, but there's a lot of kids here today.
It doesn't feel like a festival unless there are kids running around after all.
That's true. I agree.
Ah, hello and good evening.
These two knew everybody we came across. Of course, I greeted them as well, but I still wasn't familiar with everybody yet.
Oh, Reina-chan, thanks for the food you brought me a while back.
My son loved it. He said it was delicious.
It was nothing at all. I'm glad you liked it. Say hello to Kazuma-kun for me, please.
Hey, if it isn't Sonozaki Joe-chan, the fuck does that mean? I'm in charge of a stand again this year, so make sure you come visit.
Pops, have you gotten fatter? You'll end up having a heart attack with a gut like that.
Oh, this kid here is new. Are you one of our underclassmen?
He's one of my members, an upcoming hopeful. If you cross him, he could crush you in one night.
You've got little Missy seal of approval, I see. Hope you take it easy on me. I'm still kind of guessing who's talking, because it doesn't really tell me who. As you could imagine, Neon was chatting away with the old guys running the stalls.
Mei-chan is really energetic after all. She's really popular with the older men.
That could easily be a very bad thing. I think Reina's pretty popular too, being cute and all. That was, of course, so long as her little condition didn't flare up. But as long as she's blushing quietly, she's pretty cute.
I'm popular with some people. Really? Really?
With some people? I evaded giving her a straight answer by roughly tossing her hair.
The stall keepers came all the way from town. It's not really a festival without them, after all.
So, we're going to mess with them now? I don't care what kind of match it is. I'm going to win it.
Oh, yes. I'll try too.
This doesn't seem like the big horror game thing that people... Oh, you!
Hey, you're all very late. It's unacceptable to keep a lady waiting, Keiji-san.
Oh, my bad. So, where's this lady I've kept waiting?
What? Did you just say?
Alright, Satoko was in top form as well. Seems she was all excited about being able to get everybody in the club together for the first time in a while.
Oh, Rika-chan cute.
Reina let out an elated sigh. It seemed that the real lady had made her appearance. I'm guessing Rika? Whoa! Shrine Maiden Rika!
Good evening, everyone. Good evening to Keiji as well. Whoa! Looking good. You're looking sharp again this year. Cute. Gonna take you home.
Holy shit, dude, fucking run. Rika-chan was wearing a Shrine Maiden outfit. Called it. Yep. Reina's little outburst was completely understandable. Rika-chan's clothes sure look like the real deal. Is that a real Shrine Maiden outfit?
My grandmother made them from by hand. They're quite authentic. Rika-chan has an important task to do at the end of the festival, so she's wearing this.
What kind of thing? I see. Rika-chan was on the executive committee because she performed all the Shrine Maiden rituals for the festival. Oh. Guess for prayers, stuff like that, good luck for the year, I guess.
My work is only during the finale of the festival, so I can still play for a little while.
For a while, goddammit.
But we cannot afford to waste any time. Let us begin.
Alright! I think I pronounced that correctly. Uh-oh. It felt good to wander around the festival with just the five of us. That music means we're going to be doing something bad, apparently. I think. Neon called everyone over to a stand that caught her attention and proposed a rather odd competition.
Takoyaki eating race. Everyone has to buy their own. Ready? Go!
That's weird. A stander and vendor stalls, the takoyaki stand. Most especially standard for these kinds of events was the fact that there were simply balls of dough, takoyaki in name only. It burns! I suddenly turned Red Magnus there for a moment.
Are you okay, Keiji-kun? Have some water.
Dude, water makes it worse.
My, eating those scalding takoyaki whole is suicide. I guess the trick is to buy the ready-made ones that have been left here for a while.
Oh, that's just cheating.
They really don't taste good.
So I got burned out, I guess. The stall next to it was a shaved ice stand. Ooh, I like shaved ice, especially the blue flavored ones. They get blueberry and good stuff. It was still a bit too early in the season for that, but right then it didn't matter. Let's do shaved ice this time. It's a shaved ice eating race. Ready? Go!
Shaved ice eating race? I can't. As long as you melt it a bit with your body heat, then it's so cold. Not smart. This old man ordered it with plenty of syrup. It'll melt quickly when it's mixed up.
Nice. That's smart. Those stooges were too late. The moment they chose to tackle it head-on was their downfall. Phew! Finished!
K-John is done? That was too fast. It could be. Keiji-kun, you didn't add water from the goldfish tank behind you, did you?
Who the hell would do that?
That can't taste very good.
Wait, did I seriously do that? That's disgusting. Next to that was another old favorite. A cotton candy stand. Ooh, that one seems really easy, actually.
Why don't we do this one next? Of course, it's a speed eating contest. Hey, how do you eat cotton candy quickly? How?
I don't know, lick around it and then basically swallow it whole. On Sadako's mark, Mio and Satoko and I all compressed the cotton candy with our bare... Oh, yes. The time it took to stick the whole thing in our mouths? 3 seconds.
I expected Satoko to figure it out, but I didn't think K-John would too.
I can't have you treating me like I'm a newbie forever, can I?
It won't taste very good.
Rika-chan had also crushed it between her hands and stuck it into her mouth.
This is probably the only place in Japan where people eat cotton candy like this.
I think only Reina's cotton candy was happy with how it was eaten. But it felt like we'd end up doing stuff like eat noodles through the nose contest or human water pump at the goldfish scoop. At the rate things were going.
This old man will probably still win too. I am simply no match for Mion-san when it comes to eating repulsive things.
Yeah, seriously.
What's up with you guys? Are you telling me you don't want to have a blue Hawaii top yakisoba eating contest?
What the fuck?
Shake, shake.
Both Satoko and I shook our heads in unison.
Can we have a game that doesn't involve food this time? Can we?
Reina's proposal was a godsend. It was about time we played a different kind of game. It also seemed like neither Reina nor Rika-chan were any good at speed eating or gorging themselves. Okay, Reina, I'll let you pick out the next game. Anything is fine. Oh, never mind, it was her talking, I'm a frickin' idiot.
Well then. I'm going to be the judge. Find cute things on the festival ground.
Oh, god damn it.
You have 1 minute. Fine by me. I know exactly what Reina likes. Alright. I think I can win with that.
What's that?
Ready? Go! Oh? Why aren't Keiji-kun and Rika-chan starting? Why not?
Mion and Satoko dashed off madly, but Rika-chan and I calmly stayed right where we were.
Could it be you've already found it? The cute thing? You've already found it. Keiji too?
Yeah.
What is it? I can't wait.
Both Rika-chan and I stood motionless for those few minutes before Mion and Satoko returned. This is probably the first time we've gone head-to-head like this. It will be the first. Rika-chan, you expect to win with that, huh?
I am a member of this club as well. Win by any means is our society's third rule.
Rika-chan sneered to the best of her ability. You're on. Both Mion and Satoko came back, each with their own plan of attack stuffed in their arms.
Okay then, let's go in order. Let's start with the club president, Ichan. Too bad you guys, I'm ending this now.
This old man brought this! Where did you get those? They were old tin diamond-shaped signs.
Pleb curry, snake coil incense, and oranin seed. How about this?
That's very understated. A little too understated, Mion. I see these stuck up on barbed-wired fences. They were more nostalgic than cute. Can you explain what part of this is cute? Oh, that is cute. But there are puffs of smoke noisily shooting out of Reina's ears and nose, almost like a steam train. I didn't get it.
I shall be up next. It is this.
It was the hand-drawn poster from the Ladies Society's roasted corn stall. It was a really bad sketch done by a housewife. An anthropomorphic roasted corn drawn without any sort of real plan. Its very existence invited a sense of sorrow to the viewer. I suddenly want to see what that looks like. Is there fucking fan art of that? I want to see that.
Beep.
That was the sound of blood jetting out of Reina's nose. Holy shit! It seemed to have been rated higher than Mio's. I really didn't get it. It feels like your artistic sense is a little avant-garde by about 5 eons.
Oh, hello.
Those were nothing but mass-produced signs after all.
They had no chance against something hand-drawn.
I couldn't even begin to follow the way that these guys were thinking.
Then I'll be next. Next is Rika-chan, is it? What can you even do without anything?
Did you and Satoko both forget? If Rika-chan felt like it, she could simply... After moving back about 10 yards, she began waddling up to Reina. Seeing that, both Mio and Satoko gasped. Oh no! Too late. Rika-chan tripped over nothing and lay motionless after falling down. Reina hurried over to her.
Rika-chan, are you alright? Alright?
Rika-chan had a lump on her forehead and tears welled up in her eyes. Only her fingers peeked out from her sleeves. This was the vital part. The palms of her hands were covered by her sleeves. She made just a single sound.
Meow.
Oh my fucking god. She acted like a freaking cat.
Ah, cute.
Going to take you home. I'd completely forgotten about that. The play that I personally had to use. Reina's face went completely red, her head bobbing back and forth with excitement. She embraced Rika-chan and began rubbing her cheek against her. I'd expect no less from her. Not a single element was overlooked. Lolly, Shrine Maiden, Brink of Crying, Mew. It was perfect! A simple trip transcended into pure moe. Now this is what you call art. Oh, good lord.
Kei-chan has a pretty weird definition of art.
I'll just pretend the sharp sting of those words cutting through me like a razor was a figment of my imagination. Rika-chan turned her gaze to me with a daunting smile as she was caressed by Reina, who was in full cute mode.
Now, Keiichi, can you beat me?
That cold smile is frightening, Rika-chan. It must just be my imagination, but I see a demon inside her sometimes. A demon, you say? Oh, shut up, Darius.
Kei-chan seems to have his own plan of attack. I wonder what he's going to show her. I also wish to observe the play Keiichi-san will make. Could it be? Is Keiichi also going to give a performance?
I basked in their pointless stares. I pulled Reina, who gave no sign of canceling out of cute mode, away from Rika-chan.
Cute thing. Keiichi-kun, let go.
I'll show you something even cuter, so just hold on for now.
Huh? Oh? Something even cuter?
But it's a bit too crowded here. Let's go back there. Reina looked very surprised as I pulled her behind the shrine. What are you doing?
I cannot fathom what Keiichi-san could possibly be planning. This is Kei-chan after all. No, it couldn't be. Keep on fighting, yeah!
Rika-chan seems to be the one that's enjoying it most. After a bit, I returned. And a bit after that, so did Reina, dragging her feet. There's no way that scoundrel Kei-chan did something to innocent little Reina. Mion and Satoko passed by me, heading straight to Reina.
What exactly did he do to you?
For a moment, Reina was too dazed to realize someone was talking to her.
Oh, it's me, Chan.
Reina, are you alright? Did Kei-chan do anything to you?
No, he didn't do anything strange to me. This is quite severe. Exactly what did Keiichi-san show you? You're so cute.
Cute? What did he show you, Reina? Reina let out a really long howl. Her eyes sparkled as she spoke.
Cute, so cute. It was Keiji-kun's furry little seal.
Wait, what? 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 Whomp! Whamp! In the blink of an eye, Mion and Sadako's elbows smashed into my face.
Huh? What? What? Showing Reina something so dirty.
I imagine it was literally just a stuffed seal. That's literally all I'm saying. That's all I can think of.
You sick pervert! I shall have you beaten into oblivion.
Wait, you got it all wrong! A dark billowing aura flowed from Mion and Satoko. It was no good. They're gonna kill me.
Michan, I'm not sure what's going on, but you've got it all wrong. You see, Keiji-kun had... It's a fur seal keychain.
See? Oh, I was wrong. It was actually a keychain. Rika-chan stuck her hand into my pocket and pulled out my keychain.
Eh?
He said he made it long ago for one of his summer school assignments. He said he doesn't show it to others often because it's embarrassing.
Yeah, so small and cute. He tried his best to make it. It's so wonderful. Oh! This all meant that you meant it was Keiichi's cute little fur seal. Oh, I expect no less from Mion-san.
You misconstrue things in the wildest ways. They slung insults at each other and looked like they were ready to tear into each other at any second. I beg of you, if I'm in the clear, would you mind getting off of me? We were interrupted by the flash of a camera. Oh, Tomataki? Hey, I called it. Hey, guys. You all seem energetic as usual. It was Tomataki-san. As I lay crumpled on the ground, Mion and Satoko continued to bicker above me. Rika-chan was patting me on the head and Reina was still in cute mode. It was probably quite a lively scene.
It's a fine evening indeed, although it's rather poor etiquette to photograph a lady without her permission.
That's right. At least you don't really need Satoko's permission. Satoko dug her heel into me.
Good evening. You're heading back tomorrow, aren't you? Were you able to take lots of good photos?
Thanks to you. I got plenty of good shots.
Tonight's the last we see of old Tomataki-sama, isn't it? It's such a shame. Hurry up and have your major breakout soon.
It's just as rude as ever, aren't you? I really am sad I won't be able to hear that voice of yours for almost half a year.
Be sure to have as much fun as you can tonight. You'll be back in Tokyo tomorrow, after all.
That's true. It'll be another 6 months, until I can enjoy another night where I can see the stars. Tomataki-san looked up at the night sky cheerfully. At that moment, even though he was smiling, I sensed a bit of sadness. Why don't you move here, Tomataki-san? In Hinamizawa. Tomataki-san was speechless. It's not very convenient here. No shops or recreational spots. There might not be anything really here, but you know. Everyone knew what I was trying to say. Tomitaki-san was also well aware. So Reina, Mion, Satoko, and Rika-chan, none of them butted in. I've only been here for less than a month, so I don't really know anything about it. Normally I'm a really talkative guy, but in situations like this, I'm at a loss for words. Even though all of this was happening in such a boisterous setting, I felt like all the background noise was fading into the distance. This place is probably... Tomataki-san rested his hand on me gently, silencing me. Thank you, Keiji-kun. Mion-chan and Reina-chan, Satoko-chan and Rika-chan. Tomataki-san's smile was so slight, it looked as if it was going to crumble at any moment, but it was warm. I also think it would be great if I could live here. Those might have been cruel words coming from a kid who didn't need to worry about working to feed himself. A hand touched my back. It was Reina.
Keiji-kun, you shouldn't pick on adults. It's not nice.
The background clamor of the festival returned.
We won't be seeing him for a while after all. We need to make sure Tomataki-san also enjoys tonight.
When Reina smiled, the mood instantly got brighter. That's true. I think I'll do just that.
Hey, Michan, how about it? Can we let Tomotaki-san in on our club activities?
That's a great idea. Or so I thought, but Mion had a snobbish look on her face.
One of the requirements for membership is residence in Hinamizawa, you see.
Oh.
Come on, Michan, just for today, don't be mean.
Well, he does come around often every year. I'll make him an honorary citizen.
Woo, yay!
Oh, that's nice.
Now then, I wonder if this aged fellow well past his prime will be a match for me.
That's rude, seriously. I mean, if he's referring to Tomotaki, that's pretty mean.
Let's have him show us the wisdom of a mature adult.
Can you keep up with us, youngins? Tomotaki-san stepped back slightly at our audacious grins.
I, Mion Sonozaki, club president, do hereby authorize honorary citizen Tomotaki's entry into our club.
Her words were quickly drowned out by our cheers. What do you mean by club?
What our club does, you see, in order to cope with our complicated society, we perform various activities with various rules. Sometimes they are in your favor, and sometimes they work against you. I'm pretty weak, so I prefer you not single me out. Let's try to get along. If you wish to mock our childish games, then this will be the perfect opportunity.
We'll leave you with nothing. We won't even leave the hairs on your butt. Wait, what?
So it's a club where we play games together.
Of course, Rika-chan was the only one to give an answer that made sense. Alright, just what I wanted. I'll take you up on that challenge. Don't be too rough on me, my mentors. Tomotaki-san got riled up and did a victory pose like he was 10 years younger. That's perfect! Oh, that's nice. We continued walking through the festival with Mion in the front. Now we looked like a family of 6. It has some intensity to it.
Same rules as always, the loser will, of course, be subject to a penalty.
Tomotaki-san was a bit surprised, but to us it was just the same as always. Regardless of how terrible a penalty was.
Just don't lose.
Reina was also brimming with determination. Oh my god, Undertale, determination! I don't know. She didn't have any intention of losing. That's true. I tousled Reina's hair to lighten the mood. She giggled to hide her embarrassment. I see. So this is what it means to feel like a kid again. Tomotaki-san whispered that to nobody in particular. At that moment, we heard an old man call out in a strong voice. Looking over, I realized it was the man Mion had greeted right before the festival.
You're here, little Miss Sonozaki.
Oh god, fuck it. That's not an old man voice. Hold on.
You're here, little Miss Sonozaki. Seems you brought quite the crowd.
Begin to eradicate your entire stall.
His stall was a shooting gallery. It was the usual setup where you had to knock down the prize you wanted with a cork gun.
The rules are simple. 3 shots. The winner is whoever gets the biggest prize.
Everybody shouted their agreement. There was no need to consider how to win, since the condition for victory was simply size. The biggest prize at the stall, it went without question. It was that one, wasn't it?
Oh, that teddy bear. Cute.
Reina was gazing longingly at a large stuffed animal. It was intentionally placed on an unsteady platform, so it was possible to get if you hit the right spot. It's magnificently set up to make someone think that.
Not bad, Keiji-san. I figured you would see through this scam instantly.
The most logical course of action would be to aim for some candy or a doll. The intent analysis had already begun. In this club, you'll get eaten alive if you don't come prepared. Everything hinges on what plan you can come up with before the main event. At some point, a large crowd had gathered around us, making a big fuss. There was this much of a following for our club's infamous event.
Knocking that bear down ensures a win. Only 3 shots.
Oh, sorry, only 3 shots. To use them all just trying, that'd be rough.
Hey, I have other customers waiting, you know. Who's up first?
The first one has the advantage of being able to aim for the easier prizes, but it's dangerous to compete without knowing the gun's quirks. Tomotaki-san's take on the situation was pretty good. He gets what our club is about.
Well then, to be fair, how about using rock, paper, scissors to decide? How about it? That's really the only way. Rock, paper, scissors.
After a couple of matches, it ended up with Mio being first.
I didn't want it to end up first. Oh well, I always think of it as a handicap. Gramps, gun.
There you go.
When the shooting range guy handed her a rifle, Mio looked it over intently. She didn't forget to check the cork bullet either.
Okay, this gun is brand new, isn't it? No faults? Not bad.
Neon raised the gun in one swift motion. It was completely different from her careful inspection. She was shooting from the hip. Fire. Reload. Fire. Reload. Fire. Flop. Flop, flop. 3 candy boxes fell, one after the other. A big haul. The crowd paused in a moment of awe and then erupted in cheers. Whoa! Awesome!
That was quite good.
Tomotaki-san was at a loss for words after seeing such shooting prowess.
Amazing, Michan. 3.
Her accuracy was incredible. Her choice of targets wasn't bad either. The 3 Mion had gone after were fairly large and pretty easy to knock over. They were all targets with very high return on investment.
Who's up next? Satsuko? Careful, the bullets are light.
Next was Satsuko. The rifle looked a bit big for her lithe body, but it didn't seem like she had any problem with the weight.
Of course, I shall aim for the grand prize.
She proclaimed that she was going after the teddy bear. Damn, Satsuko, such a bold move.
The moment she knocks it over, she's guaranteed to be in first.
Good luck, Satsuko-chan. Satsuko was the opposite of Mio. She aimed at the target quite carefully and squeezed the trigger.
Bah! These bullets are too light.
The first 2 bullets struck the bear in the torso, but it only shifted a bit. You need to aim higher towards the head or it won't work. Satoko's 3rd bullet wasn't aimed at the bear, but at the candy box below its arm.
I hate to say it, but it appears the bear is just too much for me.
She went boldly after the big catch, but since she switched over to less impressive prey at the last second, the crowd only gave a strained laugh. Were they laughing because she lacked the courage? These fools knew nothing.
A fine attempt, Satsuko. You've gotten better.
The palm of Mion's outstretched hand went poof as it tapped down lightly on Satsuko. She appeared to just be talking hot air, but this was actually completely calculated. Damn that Satsuko. Just to avoid being in last place, she dared to switch over to an easy target. Without shame or honor. Magnificent.
I'll allow you to take the bear, Reina-san. I pray for your victory. Okay. Thanks so much, Sadako-chan. Ah, bear-san's so cute.
Reina was up next. She couldn't hit the broadside of a barn as regular Reina, but she said that bear was cute. So, obviously, she's in freaking cute mode. I wonder how Reina channeled, though. I hope she is able to hit at least one. You're underestimating Reina, Tomotaki-san. It's Reina, you know. It's Reina Ryugu, you know. If it was to get that teddy bear.
Whoa!
Tomotaki-san wheeled around to see what all the commotion the spectators were making was about. If it was to get that bear, she'd be able to shoot through a pinhole. The one known as Reina Ryugu could do it.
Shaking how cute.
Reina couldn't hide her excitement over the bear's slow rocking. Now Reina couldn't lose.
Not bad, Reina-san. The less collected you become,
the stronger you get. Whoa! Another big cheer. Reina's bullet hit the bear's forehead again. Not enough. The bear seemed to wobble more than before.
But it might not be possible.
You never know. With Reina-chan's skill, it might be. While Tomotaki-san was just as excited as the crowd, Rika-chan's analysis was not swayed by emotion. If Reina had 10 more shots, then she could surely have knocked it over. But with just one more, no matter how you looked at it, no go.
Ow!
The crowd let out a dejected groan. She had a shot right in the forehead 3 times. It was a bit late, but they gave her a good round of applause for the attempt.
Bear-san, take him home.
She should be praised for her valor, but she had no trophies to show for it. Then at that old moment, the old man flicked one of the candy boxes with his finger and handed it to Reina.
This is for you, little lady.
Huh? You're giving this to me?
The gods wouldn't forgive me if I let you go home empty-handed after such a display.
There was another shower of applause. Aw, this old man's nice. Reina turned bright red and I pulled her back over to us by her hand. You did a good job. Your cute mode really surprised me.
I really wanted Mr. Bear.
It was easy to see that it only needed a little more to be knocked over. Reina had done quite a lot for me. I still needed to pay her back for that delicious picnic. All right, then I'll get it and give it to you. What? Tomotaki-san had stolen the words right out of my mouth.
Okay. Please, Tomotaki-san. Good luck.
Damn you, old man Tomotage! Stealing the good parts for yourself. A small hand outstretched over and fell gently on my head just before I was overcome with frustration.
You keep on fighting too, Keiji, okay?
Tomotaki-san carefully studied the bear. Setting his sights, he shouldered the rifle while holding the other 2 shots in his hand. Why is he doing that?
Yes, no doubt. Tomotaki-san is aiming for...
Plop! 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 The time between shots was short. It was meaningless to shoot again once it stopped shaking. So Tomotaki-san was relying on rapid fire to win the battle. It was visibly wobbling much more than I'd ever had before, but that was all. It still didn't fall over.
Ah, too bad.
All of Reina's momentary expectation from watching it sway violently turned into a dejected sigh. I really thought it would work.
Oh, seems that since you're a man, you will not be receiving any candy.
That was it. It meant Tomotaki-san had no spoils of war.
So both Kei-chan and Rika-chan can just shoot down a small, easy prize and avoid being dead last.
Avoid being the loser, huh? Oh, sorry about that. It's your turn next, Keiichi-kun. Best of luck. I was the 5th shooter. I took the rifle from Tomotaki-san. If I took the ruthless route, as Mion had suggested, then I'd go for a small target. Except, when I picked up the rifle, I definitely got a feeling from it. It was burning passion. Passed down to me by Tomotaki-san. The regret of not being man enough to fell the bear that Reina wanted. Yes, that's right. If I didn't aim for the bear, then I wouldn't be a man! After all, that was my promise to Reina.
What? Promise what?
To shoot down that bear, then give it to Reina, that one. The crowd went wild when they saw our conversation. Whoa! Cool, Oni-chan! You got balls, man! That's not it. Fine men of the crowd. If I didn't do this, then Reina might mug the old man running the stall on his way home. Yeah, she probably would. No, that's not it. That's not it at all. Why can't I just express my honest feelings?
Keiichi-san surely talks the talk, but how do you actually intend to bring down the bear? Reina and Tomotaki-san's shots did make it tilt a bit, but I think finishing the job would be difficult. Keiichi-kun.
If only there was some way to shoot faster, I'd be able to pile more power on the sway from each hit.
Good luck, Keiichi-kun.
After taking 2 deep breaths, I shouted over to the guy. 2 more rifles. Huh? The crowd murmured amongst themselves.
I wonder what Keiichi-san is up to. One person can't handle 3 rifles at once.
You'd be surprised. Zolo can freaking have 3 swords.
I get it. Nice thinking, Kei-chan.
Mion was able to figure out magnificently. Basically, what was taking the most time was reloading the shot.
That's right. And then by putting 3 preloaded rifles next to each other...
Tomotaki-san went silent, peering at me and the bear through his lens. His photographer's blood pleased a miracle to occur. And then the crowd finally picked up on what I was planning. They let out a great cheer. They chanted my name, Keiichi. Rapid fire is the key. If I miss, all is for naught. After letting out a deep breath, I paused. Relax. Now! That moment, it felt like time itself had stopped. I felt like I could see the trajectory of the bullets. Hit it, and knock it down. The first shot hit the bear on its head. The second. The third. The bear swayed hard, and then...
Woohoo! Yay!
Oh! The cheers began before the stuffed animal even finished falling off the shelf. The guy caught it before it hit the ground and tossed it over to me. You actually knocked it over. You got me. I used the wrong voice again. Amazing. Congratulations, Keiichi-kun.
Keiichi-san has finally learned how to use his head. I see you in a slightly better light now.
I didn't do it all by myself. Everyone hit it, and those small bits together brought it down. This trophy belongs to all of us.
Right, this is from all of us working together. Mia didn't hit a single time.
After holding up the teddy bear like it was a championship trophy, I handed it to Reina. Here, this is from me. No, from everyone. Thanks for always making your delicious lunches. Reina, thinking she was never actually going to get it, was momentarily speechless.
I can't, Keiichi-kun. This is everyone's after all.
In that case, I was the one who knocked it down. And it's mine. It's mine, so I'm giving it to Reina. I pushed the stuffed animal towards her again. This time, she embraced and accepted it. You've watched out for me ever since I moved here, after all. I'm really grateful, you see. Thanks a lot.
Keiichi-kun, thanks so much.
Reina dove at me. Whoa! Mion told me a few days later that Reina kissed me, but I didn't realize it during all the excitement at the time. I remembered what I was trying to say to Tomotaki-san earlier. There really isn't much of anything here. But there are lots of things you can't find anywhere else. I gained a lot from coming to Hinamizawa. Especially at that moment. The crowd's cheers echoed on and on. From the altar set up in front of the shrine, the drums sounded with a booming echo. It was the finale of the festival.
I'll be going off ahead then.
Uh-oh. I need to go and get myself a good spot, too. Well then, everyone, see you in a bit. Both Rika-chan and Tomotaki-san gave their farewells and disappeared into the crowd. This is going on pretty long. It's like 40 minutes so far, and I'm actually enjoying this. I'm glad it's kind of longer than the other ones.
I wish both of you the best in your endeavors.
Now,
shall we be off? Yeah, might as well go see Rika-chan's charming figure. Let's go.
Yeah. Huh? Where's Reina? What are you doing?
Keiichi-kun, Mii-chan, save me.
Since she was carrying such a ridiculously large stuffed animal, she was being carried by the flow of people. Oh god. What is she doing? She must have her hands full taking care of that bear.
So I'll leave Reina in your care, Kei-chan. I have my hands full taking care of Satoko.
Who would want to be looked after by you, Mion-san?
Ouch, please don't pull my arm.
Before losing sight of Mion, I grabbed the back of Reina's collar.
Keiichi-kun, not there, don't grab me there.
Always so bossy. Where can I grab then? I didn't feel ashamed at all. Reina was ashamed enough for the both of us. I grabbed onto Reina's hand and dashed after Mion and the others. We're gonna be late. Let's hurry up.
Yeah.
I hadn't realized Reina's hand was so delicate. Maybe she needed a bit more exercise and nutrition. That wasn't what I meant, not at all. My ears burned. I tried to keep calm. I repeated the phrase, "Keep it together, Keiichi Maebara," in my mind, but it didn't look like I'd be able to anytime soon. I really didn't want Reina to see my face right then, so I pushed onwards, dragging her along without looking back even once. Ooh, red hues. There was already a huge group of people gathered at the altar in front of the shrine. The fire at the altar made it as bright as midday, and just as hot. There was a pile of futons bordered with sanctified rope in front of the altar. Come to think of it, they did say it was a festival where they did something with cotton and futons.
Keiichi-san, Reina-san, we're over here.
Satoko waved her hand from the front row. Sorry. Making our way through the mass of people, we reached the spot they'd saved.
How was it? Were you able to have a little bit of excitement with Reina?
You punk! So that's what your plan was! Instead of replying, Mion gave us a perverse grin.
How was it, Reina? Was Keiji's hand bigger than you thought it would be?
Reina turned bright red, puffs of steam shooting out of her. I heard something slice through the air and turned around to see Mion on the ground with a welt on her face. Good lord! Mion, when were you hit?
Between the ha and the o of her how, I think.
Reina, it's not good to punch your friends to hide your embarrassment.
I didn't hit her. Whatever.
Thump! The thunderous beat of the drum echoed, silencing the crowd.
You must all be quiet, it's beginning.
It was a solemn ritual. Rika-chan entered dressed as a shrine maiden, followed by members of the municipal community. The elders all looked at Reina-chan and clasped their hands in praise. The only thing allowed to disturb the profound silence was the flash from Tomotaki-san's camera. What's the big thing Rika-chan is holding?
A hoe that's used for this festival. It's a sacred farming tool that only the shrine maiden may touch.
It was an awkward shape for a piece of farm equipment, not uncommon for something used in rituals. After reciting a Shinto prayer, Rika-chan approached the pile of futons gathered at the altar. She swung the hoe skillfully, plowing it into the futons. Each and every little movement of this performance probably had to be done in a certain way. Without a doubt, this was a ritual. What's next? Airing out futons?
She's purifying futons that absorb illnesses from people over the winter. So when Kei-chan said airing out futons, he wasn't completely wrong.
Rika-chan's face was already dripping with sweat. That hoe was probably really heavy. She staggered side to side with the momentum of each swing. Satsuko looked on, silently lending her support. Worried?
Rika practiced every single day with a mochi hammer. She will certainly prevail.
Satsuko's hands were sweaty, and whenever Rika-chan started to sway a little, she held her breath. Why wasn't Mion a candidate to be the shrine maiden? It feels wrong having Rika-chan swing around something so heavy.
I'd do it if they asked me, you know. And well, it's not something just anyone could do.
Well, that's true. Shrine maidens need to be pure after all. Oh! Mion drove her elbow into my side. With the thud of the big drum, Rika-chan gave a solemn bow and descended from the altar. That triggered a round of generous applause. After the Shinto priests had raised up the cleansed futons like a portable altar, all the spectators stood up. Followed after the priests, we all marched on at a moderate pace. They descended the shrine's giant stairs in a line. What's happening now? Washing the futons in the river?
Onikakushi means setting cotton adrift, you know?
So, a cotton drifting festival? Kinda weird. The procession continued right up to the bank of the stream. A fire was stoked high, and it was bright as day here, too. People started crowding around it and clamoring.
Alright, get in line. Line up, Kichi-kun.
I wonder what was up. Maybe we get some holy wine? Red and white bean buns?
It's not food. I said it was cotton.
Ah, but of course. They didn't call it the Onikakushi for nothing. I finally understood. The municipal committee members pulled out the cotton from inside the futons and balled it up like mochi, handing it out to people. Reina dove into the line and brought out some for me as well. We then proceeded to the bank of the stream.
Since it's your first time, Kichi-kun, just copy what I do.
She held the cotton in her right hand, and waving her hand as if to purify it, she touched it to her forehead, chest, navel, and both thighs.
You do this 3 times and silently give thanks to Oyashiro-sama.
Oyashiro-sama? What's that? The name of the shrine's god?
Yes, it's the guardian deity of Hinamizawa. It brings about both miracles and curses. So you must be sure to show some respect.
That sounded like a pretty frightening god. But, well, when in Rome. I was officially a resident of Hinamizawa now, after all. Doing as Reina showed me, I touched the cotton over myself 3 times. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Thank you, Oyashiro-sama. Oyashiro-sama.
This way, all the evil that possesses you is sucked out by the cotton. Then you let it gently drift away on the stream, and you're done.
That actually sounds like a pretty interesting concept, really. Is there really a festival that's like that? Together, Reina and I set our pieces of cotton afloat on the surface of the water. The flowers of cotton blooming in the water had sucked out all the evil festering in Hinamizawa and drifted off, disappearing into the distance. It was wonderful, like those floating lantern festivals I'd seen on TV. The best part, though, was feeling like this rite of passage had made me a true resident of Hinamizawa. I feel extremely calm now reading this. Like, this is like really nice. The festival even sounds actually pretty interesting, to be honest. Oh. While staring off into the stream, I somehow got separated from Reina. I wasn't very lonely, though. I know this place now. This is where I live. My home. It's probably better if I just stay here instead of wandering around aimlessly. Someone would surely find me while I was enjoying the evening breeze. I heard a familiar voice. It was Tomotaki-san's. I headed towards it. How did it go? Oh, how did it go, Tomotaki-san? Were you able to get some good shots? Yeah, fortunately. Tomotaki-san was with a girl. I felt a little like I was intruding. Whoa, hello! How was it, Keiichi-kun? Did you enjoy the festival? Oh, that was a girl, sorry. From the way she spoke, it seemed like she was a resident of Hinamizawa. I really should try harder to remember people's faces here. What was her name? Well, it was fun. My face must have given away how desperately I was trying to remember her name, because she gave a lighthearted chuckle. That's probably because it hasn't been long since you moved here. It's pretty hard to believe, seeing how friendly you've gotten with the other kids. If that's how it looked, it was probably all thanks to Reina and Mion. Perhaps you feel more like perhaps you feel like more of a resident of Hinamizawa after taking part in the festival today. I wonder about that. Oh, that's not like you. I tried to get used to Hinamizawa, but there were still plenty of things I didn't know. The faces of people I'd met, for example. Things that had happened in the past as well. Oh, you're feeling left out because of something like that? It's not so much as a feeling of left out. It's just, I'm not sure how to say it. That incident at the dam construction site, the fighting over it and other conflicts. That terrible incident they pretended they didn't even know about whenever I brought it up. Even though it was in the past, as someone living in Hinamizawa, it wasn't wrong to want to know about people, about both the good and the bad that had happened here. If it'll put you at ease, then I'll tell you everything I know. Tomotaki-san's smile made me more relieved than I'd ever been. It was hard to think of what to ask when someone said, "Ask me anything," though. Even when there was so much I wanted to ask. Then, could you tell me about what happened when the dam was being constructed? There was a big incident where Hinamizawa was going to be submerged, right? I think the locals will be more knowledgeable about the dam than I am. Well, if you don't mind, I'll tell you what I know. It's only what I read in the newspaper, though. Tomotaki-san's eyes entered an unfocused gaze as he searched through his memory. Then he spoke. The decision to stop the dam project was finalized 7 or 8 years ago. I heard it was the next major project after Kurobe. Kurobe? Did they say it? No. There were 3 major issues in Japan at that time. Improving inter-island transportation infrastructures, being the high demand for electricity, and flood control. There was a boom of dam building due to the massive economic stimulus they provided on top of generating electricity and flood control. Hinamizawa had the right conditions to support dam construction, so it was singled out. The dam reservoir would have covered up quite a lot of ground when it was completed. The entire area right up to Higurashi, very upstream. Oh god, I fucked that up massively. The entire area, right up to Higurashi way upstream, would be underwater. But why did they have to pick a populated area like Hinamizawa? Couldn't they have instead picked a place where nobody lived? I'm not really sure why, but I heard that it was just the right terrain for building a dam. Of course, there are protests here in Hinamizawa. Rikuchan had said that there was a battle. From what the choice of words I had to guess, things had turned violent. There was a trial, and it was even brought up before the national diet. It was covered in the Tokyo newspapers, too. Miyano told me all about that too, as well. I'm sure every resident of Hinamizawa had united to fight together. The feeling of solidarity found here, which cannot be expressed properly with mere words, was likely brought about by that battle. As a result, bribery and scandals were brought to light. As things got more and more complicated, they eventually halted construction. If I wanted to know, now was my only chance to ask. It was certainly a bizarre incident that boys my age would be curious about. I felt a little ashamed from the fact that I was petty enough to have my curiosity piqued by Reina and Neon's refusal to talk about the event. But I figured I might as well ask because I had the chance. Ask him. Just so I would stop thinking about it so much. So, there was a dismemberment, right? There was. I happened to be here in Hinamizawa at that time, so I remember it well. Tomitaki-san's answer was nonchalant in contrast to my hesitantly forced-out question. It was about this time, 4 years ago. It was the day of the Watanagashi, if I recall correctly. Debate on whether to continue construction on the dam was in disarray. Scandal after scandal rocked the project near the end. The incident that was the final nail in the coffin for the dam project. A fight at the dam construction site ended in the victim being murdered. Fearing prosecution, the 6 assailants divided the remains into 6 pieces and each hid one. 5 of the 6 criminals turned themselves in out of guilt, but 1 was still on the run. The right arm he'd hidden had yet to be found. The major details lined up with what was in the tabloid I'd read earlier. It certainly was a tragic incident, but it wasn't so terrible that Reina and Mio needed to hide it from me. I guess I didn't want someone who just moved here to have a negative impression on Hinamizawa. I felt grateful for having friends who'd worried so much about me, as well as shame for still not being so interested in it. Creepy. And it was near the end of all the trouble with the dam, you see, so everyone was saying that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse. Oyashiro-sama's curse, huh? Oyashiro-sama was the name of the god at the shrine that held the festival today, if I recall it correctly. I see. Their guardian deity rained divine punishment down on the evil dam construction for trying to flood Hinamizawa.
Apparently the younger ones didn't think so, but it seems the elderly in the village never doubted that it was Oyashiro-sama's curse.
The woman with Tomitaki-san said with a mischievous. Tomitaki-san began laughing with her. It was so infectious I ended up laughing as well.
But I wonder about that now. There are quite a few, I think. Amongst the youth, too.
A few... what? People who believe in Oyashiro-sama's curse. The woman's lips were still curled into a smile, but her expression turned stern. Then, after that, it continued every year. Always around this time. Wait, what? Continued? What continued? Tomitaki-san paused for a second as if to build up some suspense. Then he whispered to me, as if someone might have been listening. Every year, on the day of the Watanagashi, somebody dies. Whoa! What the fuck? The year following the dismemberment, on the day of the Watanagashi, a man from Hinamizawa who had supported the dam fell off a cliff overlooking some rapids and died, while he was on vacation. Unfortunately for his wife, the body was never recovered.
He supported the dam construction even though he lived in Hinamizawa. At the time, there were whispers amongst the elderly saying it was Oyashiro-sama's curse.
The woman chuckled mischievously again. Then the next year, the night of the Watanagashi, the shrine's Shinto priest died suddenly from an unknown illness. His wife drowned herself in the bog that night. What the hell? The shrine's Shinto priest? You mean he was from the shrine here? The woman nodded.
There was a rumor amongst the villagers that they weren't able to quell Oyashiro-sama's anger.
Then the year after that, again on the night of the Watanagashi, they discovered the battered body of a local housewife. Housewife? Up until now, all these mysterious deaths were people involved with the dam or who had connection with Oyashiro-sama. With that in mind, could the housewife have been involved in some way too?
Exactly,
the woman stated slyly. No, it was more menacingly.
One of the victim's relatives, you see, was connected to the younger brother of the dam supporter who fell to his death 2 years before.
That's fucked up, dude.
The younger brother was still alive, it seems.
But it did not bother him quite a bit, so he moved to the neighboring town.
For a while, I stood there with my mouth agape. The battle over the dam construction, with Hinamizawa's future at stake, and the murder at the center of it all. That was all I knew, and all I wanted to ask about. But that wasn't all that there was to the story. Homicide, body disposal, accidental deaths, terminal illness, suicide, fatal beatings. I'm a pretty level-headed person. I don't really want to believe in curses. But the freakish deaths happened every year on the day of the Watanagashi, and all of them were related to the dam construction. It was easy to dismiss each of them as coincidences by themselves. But when you put them all together, dismissing all of them as coincidence would then defy logic. I don't believe in curses, but every single year on the day of the Watanagashi, somebody or something makes it happen, without fail. The woman chuckled again, as if she picked up on what I was thinking. It felt like she was saying, maybe there was, maybe we frightened him, stuff like that. I felt embarrassed at being read so easily. I pressed Tomitaki-san to continue, a bit of impatience and irritation in my tone. Then? So someone died the next year, right? Who was it that time? I wonder, who do you think, Keiji-kun?
The hell?
The way he said it didn't agree with me. The sarcastic tone ticked me off. Don't avoid the question, I'm serious here.
Hey, calm down, Keiji-kun.
Oh, I was her. I realized when she tried to calm me down that I had been panicking. We aren't trying to avoid the question, Keiji-kun. It's just, when you say the next year, that's today.
Oh, fuck.
When she hesitated to say it, Tomitaki-san finished for her. I broke into a cold sweat. I really didn't like the direction this was headed. Nobody wants to speak of it, but they all think it's going to happen again tonight.
The festival is so cheerful, though.
Well, the victim last year, the housewife, she was a non-believer. It turns out she didn't even attend the Watanagashi festival. There was a rumor going around that if you didn't participate in the festival, you would incur Oreshiro-sama's wrath. Didn't you hear anything about this, Keiji-kun?
I never even heard a whisper of that rumor. Then the reason everyone was at the festival was they were afraid of the curse?
I figured that must have been the reason. There were a lot more people at the Watanagashi than usual.
I guess everyone was just afraid after all of Oyashiro-sama's curse.
I couldn't utter a single word. In this modern age, where we've made progress in all scientific fields, shedding light on the unknown and misunderstood, where black and white television has been eradicated and we've sent men to the moon, even with all of our accomplishments, this can exist in modern society? Tons of invitations were sent out to neighboring towns, youth groups, to help pad their numbers. But after that string of events, few decided to join. The municipal committee members were complaining about how hard it was to gather participants. Also, the police are treating each case as isolated. They don't believe they're connected. They're trying to keep it quiet so it's all plainclothes officers. It finally began to dawn on me why Rain and Mion were reluctant to talk. If nothing happened during this Watanagashi, everything would have been over with, and I'd be none the wiser. If nothing happened, all would be well. In that case, it would all end up just being crazy talk. I should have just pretended like I knew nothing from the beginning. Then they wouldn't have had to act like nothing had happened. And we would have all gone back into life as usual. Maybe it was just too much for him after all. The woman ran her fingers through her hair as she sighed. No, it wasn't. Not at all. I had tried to act strong, but that just served to emphasize how much the information had unsettled me. After seeing how I looked, Tomitaki-san appeared to regret saying nothing. To regret saying anything. Letting out a sigh, he then spoke, forcing an awkward, upbeat demeanor.
Keiji-kun, surely you don't believe in such things as curses.
Well, no.
If the causes of all the crimes were unknown,
with the perpetrators and their methods all mysteries, then I would think it's the work of a curse. But that's not how things are in reality. The police are investigating the evidence and suspects to uncover the truth. Hearing him say police made me feel a lot better. It was perfect for repelling the word curse. The first one, the dismemberment, for example. I told you, didn't I? All but one of the perpetrators were arrested. It's only a matter of time for the last one. The motive turned out to have been an argument that they had while intoxicated. That's no curse. Don't you agree? That was true. If it didn't happen on the day of the Onikakushi, then I wouldn't think it was related to the curse at all. The accidental death of the man who supported the dam was the same. He was in a position that made others hate him. The police made a point of investigating from that angle. They concluded it was an accident, not foul play. But they both happened on the day of the festival, right? Just think about it, Keiichi-kun. Do you think people with a lot of enemies here in Hinamizawa could participate easily in a local festival? It would be especially hard for them to be around during the Onikakushi. So they probably left Hinamizawa intentionally around this time of year to travel, don't you think? It wasn't a very clear explanation, but I sort of understood what Tomotaki-san was getting at. So I pressed on earnestly, asking more questions so that I could convince myself. Then, Tomotaki-san, what about the priest who died after that? The one with the unknown illness? That also happened on the day of the festival. And it's even easier to explain what happened to the Shinto priest. The Onikakushi is a really big event that happens once a year. It was probably from all the built-up stress. Or it may have been because of the pre-existing condition. But it was an unknown illness. It's hard to believe something with an unknown cause could exist with all our advances in medicine. It's just an exaggeration. Rumors making rumors. Anyone would get worked up over having incidents happen 2 years in a row. Sudden death is quite unnatural, though. Of course, the police ordered an autopsy because of the strange way he died. But there wasn't enough for them to open a full investigation, you know? Turns out it was just a sudden death due to illness. The priest's wife committed suicide, correct? What about that? I believe I already explained that. Everyone was shaken up by the incidents happening for a third year. Those who are of strong faith were quick to believe it was the work of a curse. Of course, that included the priest's wife. Apparently, they found the suicide note that said something like, "My death will quell Oyashiro-sama's anger." Well then, how about the next incident, with the housewife? That happened on the day of the Onikakushi too. The perpetrator has already been caught and the case has been closed. Turns out it was just some nut job trying to continue the legacy of the Hinamizawa curse. Then, how about the incident next year? Oh yeah. This year is next year. Tomotaki-san gave a hearty laugh. Nothing will happen. Not this year. There was never a curse to begin with. It's just that a group of people believed it was the explanation for a string of coincidences. My internal computer finally got itself back on track. I felt a bit embarrassed by how childish I'd become after losing control and panicking. I can see very clearly now that Keiichi-kun really does love Hinamizawa, even if Oyashiro-sama's curse actually did exist. Keiichi-kun couldn't bring himself to believe that such a thing existed. I felt very relieved. I should probably just forget everything I heard tonight. I'll greet Reina and Mio tomorrow with the same smile as always. They'd probably also like tonight to end without incident, so they can continue on tomorrow without having worried me. Perhaps seeing my change in attitude, the woman had been listening in on stretched as she got from the rock she was sitting on. Well then, I should be getting back. Goodness, I think I may have gone on a bit too long. There were so few people compared to the crowd from before. I could only make out a few groups of families enjoying the cool evening air. I looked at my watch. It seemed we talked for the better part of an hour. This recording's been going on for over an hour. Didn't you come along with your friends, Keiichi-kun? Am I going to look for them? Oh, yeah. They might all be looking for me. You're quite the scoundrel making the girls look for you. See you, Keiichi-kun. Have a nice night. You too, Jiro-san. I'll see you a bit later. Tomotaki-san seems to be quite the scoundrel himself. So, his name is Jiro. Jiro Tomotaki. After dusting off her backside, she disappeared into the crowd of people still busy cleaning up the shrine grounds.
Keiichi-kun. So sorry.
In her place, Rana came running over. I could see all the others behind her. Speak of the devil.
My bad, Kei-chan. We got so caught up in our discussion.
I'd completely forgotten about them while caught up in my own conversation. So we were even.
My, so Tomotage-san was with you. This works out perfectly.
Oh, good lord.
We still need to settle the shooting gallery competition.
That's right. So I guess I'm gonna end up dead last. Oh dear, what's his punishment? In the end, after my dramatic victory, Rika-chan was the last challenger, but there weren't many targets left. The ones remaining were all tiny and difficult to hit. She did take her time and aim, but all 3 shots completely missed. She was to end up sharing the loser's crown with Tomotage-san. However, she did her little mewing cry in front of the owner, and he turned to mush instantly. She was given a pack of gum as a consolation prize. Oh, that's cheating! Her methods were a bit audacious, but she did avoid being the loser rather magnificently. Come to think of it, Rika-chan is quite the trickster.
I have no idea what Keiichi's talking about.
Liar.
Now then, it's decided that Tomotage-san is dead last.
Everyone cheered and applauded, but Tomotage-san smiled wryly, slightly bewildered.
So, Tomotage-san, are you ready? Penalty time.
Huh? Oh, I completely forgot about that.
You're too naive, Tomotage-san. This is why our club can never lose.
Mion pulled a felt-tip marker from her. Oh god. Oh, it's that. Show him some mercy, Mion. At least use a washable marker. A permanent one is too harsh.
It just has to be permanent. It comes off when you do the laundry anyway.
Whoa, wait, what is this? Please take it easy on me. All of us pinned his arms behind his back and Mion approached him with a marker in one hand.
And scoop, scoop, scoop.
But she didn't write on Tomotage-san's face. She wrote on the shirt he was wearing.
What?
You'd better have your big break this year, Mion. Reina took up the marker next.
Show me your photos next time, okay? Reina.
It was a little heartwarming, and I just had to laugh. Oh, that's nice!
This is more like a farewell card than a penalty.
I'm not as soft as the rest. I'll make sure this is a proper penalty. Oh, me. Ha! Dead last, Satoko. God damn it, Satoko. Try harder next time, Rika.
Here you go, Keiichi-san.
I couldn't decide what to write, but based on what kind of penalty this was probably the most appropriate. Come back and play again, Keiichi. Tomotage-san was silent the entire time. At first he was quite bewildered, but now he had a different look on his face. So I have to wear this all the way back to Tokyo as part of the penalty?
Of course, you better wear it all the way home. You could wear it when you come back. It would be nice.
He appeared deeply moved. Embarrassment mixed with a wealth of other emotions made him turn a bright red. Understood. I'll wear this the next time I come here. I promise. Everyone cheered and applauded. It was the finest parting gift possibly for a buddy heading out tonight. I saw the woman who was with Tomotage-san standing near the festival grounds. It seemed Tomotage-san noticed her too and knew it was time to leave.
Seems like your guest is waiting. Isn't it about time?
Yeah, well, that's certainly how it seems. Tomotage-san headed off towards her and seemed to apologize for making her wait. We all shouted stuff at Tomotage-san. Each time we did, he looked back and waved his hand. Eventually, he faded into the darkness of the night, out of sight. It was quite the casual farewell. That wasn't the first time any of us had seen someone off. They had done the same thing many times before.
He's gone. Well, it's about time we take off too.
Rika-chan had to stay behind with the other committee members since they were having a meeting. Satoko was tagging along with her. I headed back home with the usual suspects. The walk back was quite lively, with talk of the day's war stories. Should have done this, should have done that kind of stuff. Reina and I parted ways with Mion, and then it was just the two of us. Then we got to my house and I parted ways with Reina as well. It's already pretty late. Are you alright by yourself?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. It's close. I'm going to run, too.
If you run into some weirdo, just yell.
If someone does come, will you come and save me? Maybe? Maybe?
If I hear you.
Okay. I'll scream loud enough so you can hear me.
Merrily spinning her arms around at high speed, Raina dashed off. She was fine. In that mode, not even an adult could stand against her. Raina's cheerful presence disappeared, and it finally became quiet again. The curse that not a single person even whispered about. The more I learned about it tonight, the more unsettling it became. It didn't show on any of their faces, but they're probably all quite concerned about it as well. But if nothing happens tonight, then it all ends up just being crazy talk. Nothing will happen. Nothing bad. Nothing at all.
What's wrong, Keiichi? Why are you staying in a place like that? Come inside, you'll catch a cold.
It was my mom. Did you go, Mom? To the Onikakushi festival?
In the end, your father didn't wake up, so I missed it. A little disappointing.
Mom stuck her tongue out for a bit of an embarrassment look on her face. Oh, that's a shame. Is that finally the end of the episode? Holy shit, this has been going on for over an hour. That was the longest chapter I think I've ever done. Oh, boy. 4 new tips. Okay. No, not all tips. Oh, exit. Sorry. New tips. There we go. Okay, here we go. Let's read this one first. From the June 1980 edition. On the afternoon of XX at 2 p.m., office employee and his wife of Hinamizawa village in Shishibune Prefecture disappeared after falling 27 meters from the observatory platform in Shirakawa Prefecture. Police and firefighters searched downstream and discovered the body of Blank at around 7 p.m. that evening. His wife has yet to be found. The search has run into difficulties due to the effects of Typhoon 3 from the previous day. It appeared a railing at the observatory that the X's leaned on had broken, causing him to fall. The grounds-keeping staff was questioned by the police in regards to facility deterioration, and if park maintenance was performed properly. Ew. Okay. Terminal illness death. From the June 1981 edition. On the afternoon of Blank at around 10 p.m. in the Blank district of Hinamizawa village in Shishibune Prefecture, the Shinto priest of the Furure shrine passed away after an existing condition he was recovered from suddenly worsened. Parties close to the deceased said he was suffering from anxiety issues concerning the festival, which was to be held that day. Also, after Blank's death, his wife went missing, leaving behind a farewell note. The police and local youth association continued to search. However, given the presence of the farewell message and the fact that the Onikakushi march is said to be bottomless, they have run into difficulties. I was enjoying this, and now everything's starting to get extremely creepy. Oh, whatever. This is a horror game, so I guess. It wasn't reported in the newspaper. That's it? That housewife murder wasn't even reported in the newspaper. Thank you for that. Radio log. Let's do this. This is Okinamaya Station calling Unit 3. Unit 3, please respond. This is Unit 3, loud and clear. Backup is heading your way. Hold position until further instructions. Over. Roger. Unit 3, acknowledged. Requesting no headlights. Requesting radio silence. Station, the doctor has arrived. They want to carry it away. What's the order? Over. Acknowledged. Leave it to the doctor. Affirmative. Understood. Backup has arrived. Should we let them take a photo first? I think the Vic is done for her. What the hell? That was all different forms of creepy. Okay. Everything's starting to get definitely more creepy now. And I'm kind of getting a little worried about that. And holy freaking crap, this episode was going on for a long time. Oh, wow. I'm surprised. Mostly. So... yeah, last 3 chapters. Fun, happy! And then this shit happens. I hope nothing bad happens, to be honest. I don't know, I'm saying that, even though I know this is supposed to be horror. I guess one can't be too hopeful. So somebody dies every year at the Onikakushi festival. I have a feeling that the next chapters are gonna get really, really disturbing, really, really fast, and that's kind of worrying me. No, kind of about it. It's freaking worrying me. I kind of want to just do immediately another episode of this after this one, if you guys wouldn't mind, of course. So, I guess. Okay, thank you for listening. Mostly, it's because this is mostly listening, and thank you for joining me. And I will see you all. Hopefully, not as kind of freaked out as I am right now in the next video. Thanks for watching.